Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about what exactly happens when you ignore or cut off from covert vulnerable narcissists. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel and hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. And do check out Amazon.com. Two of my books are published and it's available there. So consider buying it and reading it and helping yourself. Now let's get going. As we know, these covert or vulnerable narcissists are very shy, introverted, concealed. They can easily blend in. They have got good camouflage skills, with them, and they are extremely toxic and manipulative. But yes, they are not easily spotted, and they exhibit a lot of their vulnerability, how poor they are, how weak they are, how fragile they are, and how much they have been exploited, abused, and how the world has wronged them. So this is the entire scene, or a mask that they wear, and put up, a facade that they put up. And that's how these covert narcissists are. So what exactly happens when we ignore or cut off ties from a covert narcissist? I mean, first thing what happens is that these covert narcissists, they have this ability to summon their army of flying monkeys like this. Yes, these flying monkeys can be amongst relatives, friends, neighbors, co-workers, anywhere. And these covert vulnerable narcissists, they are master manipulators, and they're experts in playing victim. And they can play victim and summon these monkeys. They really don't have to be angry and aggressive. They just have to pretend to be even more victimized and pretend to be even suffering more. And that's how they summon these army of flying monkeys, and they direct them towards you. And what these flying monkeys do is that they ask you questions. Oh, why did you cut off? Are you not talking? Are you not taking care of your partner? Are you not taking care of your parent? I mean, it could be in any setup, a romantic setup, a family, work, anywhere. So these covert vulnerable narcissists are going to make sure that since you have already drawn a boundary, or you're trying to grow out of them, or you're trying to cut off, they are going to let their flying monkeys do the job of manipulating you, guilt tripping you, gaslighting you. So they will never leave you, or they will not let you grow out of them easily. They are just going to try the level best to keep you on hook. So these monkeys are going to gaslight you and tell you, well, it was so unexpected what you did. You shouldn't have had done like that. You shouldn't have had distance from your wife. You shouldn't have a distance from your parents. They did so much for you. So what these coverts couldn't do, these flying monkeys can do. So they'll talk about the vulnerabilities and the pain, suffering. They'll go on repeating and live telecasting it all the time. So that is the reason it is advised that whenever you cut off a relationship, or whenever you're drawing boundaries, draw boundaries and cut off relationship from the friends, the acquaintances, and the family members as well. I mean, whatever setup it is that you have this covert narcissist in. I mean, if it's family, if it's friends, whatsoever, stay away and cut off from their friends, other extended relatives, because these neighbors, co-workers, anyone. So because they'll keep on summoning the flying monkeys and keep on indirectly tormenting you, make you feel guilty, make you feel miserable. These flying monkeys might come and talk about these vulnerable narcissists vulnerability, and they might say, oh, she's going through so much of pain. And I mean, that's not right what you're doing. She did so much. You owe to her. And it goes on. It's like an endless list of these statements and gaslighting words that these flying monkeys also use. So that is the first thing what these covert vulnerable narcissists do is that, summon their army of, these flying monkeys. The next, what these, covert narcissists does is that they get into triangulation. They'll bring in someone else. They'll speak through someone. Now this someone can be your sibling, this someone can be your co-worker, can be your friend, anyone. So they begin to triangulate because they have already sensed that you are trying to be your authentic self, you are growing out of them, you are taking back your, your autonomy, and you are just being yourself, or you're trying to be yourself. So these narcissists, these covert narcissists, they are really keen observers, and they observe that you are trying to distance yourself away, and you're trying to be yourself, which is not supposed to happen when you are in relationship with a narcissist. So they get into triangulation in a parent child setup. In a parent-child setup, the covert narcissist parent is going to triangulate via the other parent or the sibling, and they'll do the talking on their behalf. And they'll keep on gaslighting and keep on guilt tripping you that, oh, you know what, I was thinking of doing this for mom, but poor mom couldn't do it, but I think I'm going to talk it out to my husband and do it. See, whatever you want to do at the end, you are free to do, and do it for your parent. There is no need for triangulation. So it's absolutely bad to bringing in someone else also and get things done. I don't think that's right. I mean, if you want something, you should express your needs directly, and that's how a healthy relationship is, where both people express their needs clearly, comfortably, and they're transparent about it with each other. I really don't know what is the use of a third person coming in and saying and building up a story and saying that, oh no, I fought with my husband just to do it for our mother. I think you are not interested, though you are capable, you should go ahead and help. I mean, it's absolutely an individual choice who wants to do for who. And triangulation simply shows how desperate this covert vulnerable narcissist is to gain back control over their supply, which they are afraid that they are growing out, or they might just go. So there is a huge amount of this triangulation that happens when these covert narcissists sense that you are growing out of them, or you are now being yourself, and trying to swim out of the swamp. So yeah, next thing that these covert vulnerable narcissists does is that, as it is they kept you on hook with this search and rescue mission, playing victim and parentifying you, or emotionally abusing you and manipulating you into taking up the role that I will be rescuing you, I will be sorting out your problems, I'm gonna be the good guy, I'm gonna be the good son, I'm gonna be the good daughter. And that's how they manipulate you into doing things for them. So this is their style of love bombing, the search and rescue mission. Now what these covert narcissists do when they get to know that you are trying to grow out, and when you are trying to be yourself, when you are on your path to healing, they are going to make sure that they are going to pass across this message, or make sure that you get to know that someone else has now taken up the search and rescue mission. Now this is also manipulation. What you were doing and now you're not interested in doing, they are going to make sure that you get to know that someone else has taken the search and rescue operation for them, and someone else has come and helped them. So this is again to guilt trip you, make you feel bad, and try and get you back, so that you come and say that, oh no, I am the one who's gonna do it, I'm sorry I was away, I'm gonna do it, because they keep on throwing those breadcrumbs, those tiny bits of validation after all of that search and rescue. So they don't feed you, they don't give you any of those crumbs, since you are trying to grow out and you're trying to be your authentic self, you're trying to get separated, or you are all by yourself. So you are not at all in need for all those crumbs anymore, right? You can manage the entire bakery and the bread, the entire loaf, all by yourself. So they get into this kind of a manipulation where either they'll triangulate this information, or they'll tell a sibling, or tell parent or partner or someone, to tell you that what, she was going through such a miserable time, but you have got no idea, the son-in-law came into the scene and helped her. So this is how they are going to keep on manipulating you. And as we know that they are experts, they are masters in manipulation, whether they are literate, whether they are not literate, they know how to get their work done. And I mean, they know how to keep such a mask on that they are forever in misery, pain. They are the ones who are suffering. They are never going to be happy, at least in front of their supply and victim. Trust me, write it on a piece of paper. These covert, vulnerable narcissists are never going to appear happy in front of you. They are always, I mean, if you are their supply, if you're the victim, they're never going to appear happy and content in front of you. No, they are all the time oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, I'm suffering this, that, blah blah blah, keep on ruminating about the stories, and it goes on. So this is exactly these three things, what exactly happens when you try and be yourself, and you try and outgrow yourself. And especially when the covert or the vulnerable narcissist gets to know, and they see and observe that he's acting smart, he is trying to get away, he's trying to be independent, she's trying to be independent, and that's it. So in most of the cases, when these tricks, whatever they do, they become successful, and they get you back. But when you are absolutely in a different location, when you are far away, when you are not in contact, then things get a little difficult. Yeah, they keep on doing these things in the initial phase, but once you have grown out and you have become your own individual, unique, authentic self, they get the message that okay, this is no more the supply, next. That is how it is. So in family, of course, I mean, if you're a child and if your parent is a covert, vulnerable narcissist, they know that okay, fine, now this chap is out of hand, this girl is out of hand, forget it. They'll try all the tricks to get you back, and if they don't succeed, they're going to move on to the other child who keeps doing what they want them to do. And that's how it is. So there is no real love, there is no real empathy that is inside of these covert narcissists. So these covert, vulnerable narcissists have no empathy, no love for anyone, even if it is their children's spouse or whatever. And all what they know is how well you can do things for them, how good a supply you can be to them, and that's it. There's no empathy, no healthy discussion, and exchange of ideas and opinion. No, it's not that. It's always the story and their list, and you have to keep on doing and fulfilling, and that's it, and hear the story again. So you will never ever be able to make them happy or bring a smile on their face. They might smile for a moment, I mean a fake smile like this, and then again they'll go back, you don't know what I went through, you don't know what happened. That's how it is. So this was all about what happens when you begin to ignore a covert, vulnerable narcissist. So please like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell, and in case if you would want to add in something, please feel free and comment below. And lots of love and blessings to all of you. Say no to abuse, say no to toxicity, and stay away from narcissists. Bye.